Hi everyone, Paulo here. Welcome to the channel where I make how-to videos from Mac tips, backend, Swift, Salesforce, and game development. Time to share what I've learned, and I'm back with an Xcode tutorial. In this video, we're going to learn how to manage running multiple versions of Xcode in your machine. It is quite a pain if you want to check out other versions of Xcode with the current version that you have. If you want to check out a lower version or check out the release candidate or the beta releases, as you could only have one xcode.app in the applications folder, you would muck around renaming the app from the different versions or use the xcode-select command line tool. Or if you have other apps dependent on the Xcode version and the SDK like Unreal Engine, you would need this tool. Let's go. There's an open source tool called xcode.app. There's also a CLI version. We'll go over how to install the Xcode app and how we could use it to manage different versions of Xcode and switch between them seamlessly. So if I scroll down here at the bottom, there's two ways to install it. You could install it using Homebrew, which is my preferred method. If you don't have Homebrew installed, check out my previous video on how to install Homebrew. The other method is to manually download the zip file and unzip it and move the file into your applications folder. Cool. So I'm going to use Homebrew to install this. I'm going to open up the Spotlight and then open up Terminal. So all I need to do is paste that command and it's going to download the software for me, install it, and move it to the applications folder. So here on the bottom right, if I open up my applications folder here, you would see I have Xcode and the new Xcode apps. So if I open that, first time you download it would ask you to allow access because it's downloaded from the internet. So go ahead, open that, and here you would have all the lists of available Xcode version that you could download. But before you could download one of these, you need to sign in with your Apple account. So sign in with your Apple developer account. And once sign in, you would be able to download the version that you want. So if I open up the current version that I have, so currently I have 16.2 Xcode app, and this is the current SDKs that I currently have. If I go back to the terminal here and just say xcodebuild -- show SDKs, it would tell me the current SDK, which matches this one. So if I want to use a different version, so for example, I want to download 15.2, I could click on install here, and the download would take some time. So the download is much faster here than if you manually download it from the website, because it's using Area 2 technology. So it creates 16 connection pools, which allows it to download much faster. Those settings can be found under here on that gear icon, and if you click on downloads, you would see the downloader here is using Area 2. Cool. And while this is downloading, let's go over some of the generic settings here. So you could have notifications enabled here as well, or you could manually update the software here if you want, or install new versions of Xcode as they become available. And under the advanced here, you could change the install directory. You could also keep the name or always rename the app, but this would require some permission as well. And here, I think once you finish downloading this one, it would ask you to install this privilege helper app, so it would allow you to switch versions between Xcode. And here you have experimental features here as well for faster unzipping, so you could check those out. So I'm gonna let the download finish and show you the prompt for the installation of the privilege helper. Right, so here at the end of that install, it's going to ask you to install this privilege helper. So it allows you to switch between Xcode versions. So go ahead, click on install. It's going to prompt you for your admin password. And that should be it. So after that is downloaded, if I open up my applications folder here, you would see I now have another version of Xcode here. And as you can see here in the notification, well, it added a background item after installing that privilege helper. Now on this section, if I want to make this the active version of Xcode, this would make all of this SDKs the active versions. So if I make this active by clicking here, you would see that there's a green tick. I could also click on this filter icon to show all the installed Xcode versions. So now Xcode 15.2 is the active version. If I go here on the terminal and show xcodebuild again, you would see that it now matches what I have here. So I have the iOS SDK installed and running. So you could install the additional platform here if you're building on that platform, so go ahead and install them. But this is how you would switch between Xcode versions. So if I want to switch back to 16.2, all I need to do is make this an active version, and that should be the active version. So if I run xcode build here, you would see now it's showing 18.2. Cool. So that's it, how to easily switch between Xcode version. So hope you like this tip. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Cheers. Bye for now.